humans, I'm Yoshiller, and welcome back to some more Pokemon BATAW. So folks, Pokemon Home was recently updated to become compatible with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and that means that Pokemon from Pokemon Home can now be transferred into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And so today I plan to utilize a team primarily comprised of Pokemon that were previously unobtainable prior to the Pokemon Home update. Now, I've got a team of 6 Pokemon right here. Breloom is not one of the Pokemon that was previously unobtainable, but Delphox is. This Delphox was randomly one of the 30 or so Pokemon that is now accessible in this game that was previously inaccessible. And then I've also got a bunch of Hisuian Pokemon. Now, Gogoat and Breloom are here because they are Pokemon that are accessible in this game. They were accessible even without the Pokemon Home update, but they were not usable in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So they've kind of been sitting on the sidelines for a while too, kind of like Delphox. So I'm competing with them for the first time in a long while. Otherwise, today I want to do a 6-on-6 battle against a random opponent, and the only way I can do that is if I search for an opponent this way. If I were to use the battle stadium, that would only allow me to do 3-on-3 battles, and even so, Hisuian Pokemon are not currently legal with the current battle rules. Maybe in a month or two, the rule set will be updated to allow them to be included, but as it stands, they're not allowed, so I'd have to look for an opponent this way. So I figured this was a perfect opportunity to do my first 6-on-6 single battle in the series, and it's a team comprised of Pokemon that, at the very least, I cannot use in Pokemon Sword and Shield. All the Pokemon on my team right now are not usable in Pokemon Sword and Shield, but they're usable now. Let's see if I enter all ones, if I'll find anybody that way. I've never actually done it in this game. I'm pretty sure this is not going to work, but I don't know, maybe someone else is like me and they're like, I can't find anybody without using a code, so I'll go ahead and enter a bunch of ones. Either way, at some point, I am gonna go and do a 6-on-6 single battle with this team, darn it. I don't know, maybe everyone's busy trading or actually accessing Pokemon Home that nobody's actually looking for battles right now. Oh no, we found someone! All right, that took a little longer than I would have preferred, but the important thing is we have an opponent. All right, so all of my Pokemon right now are level 100. So even if this person wanted to do the anything goes rule set, my Pokemon are ready to go as long as his or her Pokemon are ready to go. Now, I'm afraid I cannot read your name. I'm not even entirely certain what language that would be. That might be Korean, but I can't say that with confidence. It's not Japanese though. If it was Japanese, I'd be able to recognize at least parts of it, even if it were kanji, which is an alphabet that I am still learning. But hey, as long as you want to do a 6-on-6 single battle, as far as today's recording goes, I don't necessarily care where you're from or what Pokemon you're using. I just want to compete. And if you're using Pokemon that were previously only obtainable through Pokemon Home, that's even better. But otherwise, I've got my team ready. All right, here we go. 6-on-6, all Pokemon set to level 50. Perfect. And then I've got my favorite battle song in the game ready to go in the background. But otherwise, Breloom, Delphox, Gogoat, Hisui-Arcanine, Hisui-Zoroark, and Hisui-Goodra, all ready to go. EV trained, optimal hold items and abilities, no duplicate hold items. Favorite battle song in the game in the background. All right, let's see if I can do this. Folks, we're gonna see if I've still got it. And I acknowledge that the actual composition of this team is less than ideal. I prioritized more on using Pokemon that were previously inaccessible than using Pokemon that worked well in synergy with each other, but I could probably still pull this off. Otherwise, it's usually about how I start, right? And I think Hisui-Zoroark is the way to start things because I already see a Grimmsnarl on my opponent's team, and I think he's going to start with that. Otherwise, the order of my team doesn't really matter except for who goes last, and I was thinking about having Zoroark disguise itself as Delphox, but I think having it disguise itself as Breloom is going to be better. So we'll go ahead and enter the rest of them, and then we'll have Breloom go last. And then hopefully he'll see Breloom and go, whoa, I gotta counter that immediately, and he'll send in something else, and then I'll trick my Choice Scarf onto it, because I intend to run Hisui-Zoroark the same way I run Unusable. That is, it's a Choice Scarf Zoroark that knows Trick, and you want to trick your Choice Scarf onto the opponent. Hisui-Zoroark type-wise is much better than Unusable. Normal Ghost has got to be one of the best typings in the game, but the Unusable gains immunity to the Pokemon that have Prankster. Oh, he's not even starting off with Grimmsnarl. Well, the strategy remains the same. He's gonna think I'm starting off with Breloom, which isn't unheard of, and I'm gonna trick a Choice Scarf onto it. I don't think you're gonna benefit from using a Choice Scarf, but even so, let's go ahead and go straight into it. Let's see what you think I'm doing. If you go for a Ghost move, I'll be immune to it. You're immediately terrestrializing. Okay, into which type? First turn terrestrialization is not unheard of, but even so, I'm still surprised. Dark. Okay. I guess that makes you immune to Prankster moves, but what did you think I was gonna do? Even so, this won't stop you from the trick. All right, so whatever move you're using, you are now locked into it until you switch out. So there's the Choice Scarf. Again, Assault Vest, very good. So now if you use a special attack on me, oh, you're using Fling, which means you immediately get rid of the Choice Scarf, but that's also one of the weakest flings you can do. We're okay, but now my Disguise is gonna go down. All right, well, you read me like a book, but hey, now I've got an Assault Vest, which means I can't use Trick anymore. Assault Vest prevents the usage of utility moves, and you have Thief, which means you're gonna get that Assault Vest right back. Wow, that actually KO'd me? I didn't think it would do that much, frick. Yep, I got read like a book. All right, you can have your Assault Vest back, fine. Maybe I ought to go into Breloom proper then. Breloom is usually my sweep stopper if it can be helped. And since I know 2 of your attacks are Fling, oh, I can't use Spore because you're gonna have Overcoat, right? So we're gonna go into Substitute instead. Good thing I remember that. I almost clicked on Spore because usually, what the frick? Why are you faster? Drifblim's not that fast. Although it might be because you maybe have max EVs and speed and maybe a nature in speed, and I don't have that many EVs and speed, so that's probably why. Whatever. All right, we're not using Spore because Overcoat, if that is your ability, will make you immune to powder moves, which is what Spore is. So instead, I think we should go for Bulldoze and slow you the heck down. There's the fling. All right, so no more Assault Vest. All right, you're not getting that back. All right, I'm surprised I survived your Acrobatics, but then again, Acrobatics is a move that only deals more power if you're no longer holding an item. So I get your strategy now. You use Fling and then you go for Acrobatics. I get it. But all right, so that'll slow you down. And now I should outspeed you. And thankfully your Fling didn't break my Substitute. It shouldn't have. All right, and now we're gonna go for Leech Seed. There we go. You're still faster? Why is it so fast? Did Drifblim get like a speed buff in this generation? It shouldn't have. All right, well, okay, good. Thank goodness that didn't miss. And now that you're not holding an item, your Acrobatics is gonna be even stronger. Okay, well, thankfully I'll restore a decent chunk of health between the Leech Seed and the Toxic Orb. So, nice. More from the Leech Seed. Nice. All right, let's get the heck out of here because I'm predicting another Acrobatics. So let's go over to Hisui-Arcanine, who should resist it. And then, or Goodra. Well, Goodra's more for special attacks. I mean, she can take physical attacks, but yeah, we'll be fine. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and send in the Hisui-Arcanine, Fire Rock type with Intimidate. So you're using physical attacks. This should do like nothing. Still did like 30. All right, whatever. All right, and then I'll go ahead and restore that right back up thanks to the Leech Seed. Okay, so I'm predicting you're gonna switch. So I'm gonna go for Rock Tomb because that'll lower the speed of whatever you send in. And even if you don't switch, there's not a whole lot you can do against me because I'm gonna restore whatever damage you do. You're still attacking. This is a determined Drifblim. All right, well, it's not that big of a deal. It does, see, if Zoroark was still alive, now would be the time to switch into it, but because it's not, I can't. Well, I can still leave Arcanine in. I think I'll be okay. I still lowered its attack once thanks to my Intimidate ability. I think we'll just go for Rock Tomb anyway. I think Rock Tomb from here will just KO it, and if it's barely alive, the Leech Seed will finish it off, yeah. So that did about 40, no worries. And then I kinda don't want this to KO. Okay, cool. That's what I wanted. Wait a minute, you had your speed dropped and you were still faster than my Arcanine? Am I understanding that right? Why is it so fast? It's not holding a choice item, it was clearly holding an Assault Vest that it then flung at me. All right, well, now we're down to a 5-on-5, and my Breloom does have its Toxic Orb activated, although my Arcanine and my Breloom have taken some damage, but it's fine. He still has Grimmsnarl on the back. Grimmsnarl I'm not afraid of. In fact, that might be what he's sending in right now. Let's see. No, Clodsire. I see. You're gonna go for a ground type move? Well, I could Terrestrialize and just take the hit, but I think the smarter play would be to switch over to a Pokemon of mine that's actually grass type. Yeah, I realize now I have Gogoat and Breloom, which are both grass types, and then I have Arcanine, whose Terra type is grass. So rather than having 3 grass types on my team, let's just switch over to the natural grass type. That also knows Earthquake. Oh yeah, so you are going for Earthquake. Yeah, I went for Terra, okay, well, hang on, first, let me make sure I know what I'm doing, because now you're about to use a poison move, right? I'm assuming, so I gotta make sure I switch over to Hisui and Goodra before I lose my train of thought. Okay, yeah, what I figured a lot of people would want to use a ground type move. Even if you use a poison type move on Delphox, I'll be able to take it, but let's go over. You're really slow, that's the whole thing, right? But maybe Goodra is the play. If you're, no, Delphox is the play, because even if you go for a ground type move, I'll outspeed you, and I might even be able to one-shot you with Psychic, but we'll see in a second. But I went for Terra Grass on Arcanine because I figured it's 4 times weak to water and 4 times weak to ground, and Grass will turn those weaknesses into resistances. Anyway, oh, you know what I can do? Okay, here's what I'm thinking. My Delphox here has Roleplay. This move allows me to copy the ability of my opponent. It's a very situational move, but I think it'll be useful here because he's probably gonna switch. He's either gonna switch or he's gonna go for a ground move. In any case, if he switches, I'll be able to copy the ability of whatever Pokemon gets sent in. And if it's Grimmsnarl, I will get Prankster, which will allow me to have priority roleplay going forward. Oh, he is switching. Okay, it's a good thing I didn't go for a Psychic type move. Is it Grimmsnarl? I can't tell. I can't read the names. I freaking called it. Thank goodness I did not go for Psychic, and now I have the ability Prankster, one of the best abilities in the game. Any move that's not an attacking move gets priority, which means I now have priority Calm Mind, regardless of what Pokemon you send in next, and I have priority Roleplay if I want to get this ability off of me. If you have a Pokemon with Levitate or something, which I guess I could be looking at your team, it doesn't matter. There's the Calm Mind, and then usually Grimmsnarl is only run one attacking move, and it's Spirit Break, which I resist. Light Screen, oh, I'm so glad you're setting up right now, because I'm just gonna set up right now too. And because we both have Prankster, this now goes down to whichever Pokemon has the higher speed stat, which is gonna be Delphox, because Grimmsnarl is actually really slow otherwise, which is why it benefits from Prankster so much, as it allows its stats to be invested in bulk instead. Reflect, doesn't really matter to me. All right, go ahead, and now, you're probably gonna go for a Spirit Break, right? So I may as well just go for a Flamethrower this turn, because Spirit Break will actually lower my special attack stat by 1 stage. So let's see how much this does, more than half, good. All right, and then yes, my Delphox is holding a Life Orb. The strategy being, my Delphox has Blaze for its abilities, so when it's at 1/3 of its health or less, my fire attacks will get stronger, but we'll see. All right, and then one more Flamethrower should do the trick from here. I shouldn't need to Terrestrialize. I'm only at +1 special attack, but let's see. Looks like that was enough. All right, goodbye, Grimmsnarl. Okay, he's now down 2 Pokemon, right? 4 to go. One of them's Clodsire, he's not gonna send that in. So we gotta see what the other 3 Pokemon are. I should have written them down. One of them was like a Corviknight, wasn't it? I don't think he's gonna send that in either. But let's see what we got. I'm now at +1 special attack, +2 special defense. Hello there. All right. I don't want your ability. I do want to use Psychic, and I should outspeed you in theory. I do, I'm at +1 special attack. This might actually kill. Woo, awesome job, Delphox. Oh, I'm so happy to have you back in the game. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sword and Shield randomly allowed Generation 3 Pokemon to be used again, and now Scarlet and Violet has randomly allowed Generation 6 Pokemon to be used again, and I'm so happy about that. All right, this is a Brambleghast. It's a grass ghost type, I think. I don't really know what it does or what it's supposed to do or why you switched into this one specifically. I think I outspeed it, and being at +1 special attack with same type attack bonus and a super effective Life Orb boosted hit is enough to take you out. We're gonna go for that Delphox sweep. The only unfortunate thing is now Blaze is not my ability, so I actually don't get a fire type boost right now. But having Prankster is fine. Let's see what we got. All right, and who's coming back in? Welcome back, Clodsire. All right, well, you've only got this and Corviknight left, right? So, yeah. So I may as well go for a Psychic type move. If he switches to Corviknight, I'll die from recoil damage, but it's a risk I'm willing to take, because at least I'll deal a decent chunk of damage to the Corviknight. Oh, he forfeited! Couldn't handle the wrath of this Delphox. You took out Zoroark immediately. You read me like a book, but this is also a moral that you should not give up. You know, it is all about how you start. I do agree with that, but you know, it was still early enough in the battle to where I could make a comeback, and I think he messed up terrestrializing that early on. But he did get, because he terrestrialized a dark type, his attacks of Fling and Thief were a lot stronger, and they were able to knock out Zoroark immediately. So well played to that opponent. I do like the results of that battle. I was able to showcase Zoroark kicking butt, but you know what? I think I want to do another battle with that same team. So I'll go ahead and do that next time so I can hopefully showcase the other members of the party, because like Gogoat didn't even get to fight, but I digress. For now, that wraps up this episode of Pokemon BATAW, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope to see you all in future videos. Bye-bye, humans. Whoosh! Hey, thank you so much for watching my video. If you want to show your support, the best things you can do are commenting and subscribing. If you want to know when a new video of mine goes out, you can receive a notification by clicking on the bell icon down below by the subscribe button. I also post updates regularly to my Twitter account, @RealYoshiller. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you all in the future. Bye-bye, humans! Whoosh!